So after being sick for almost 2 weeks, I'm back into training very lightly and just real aerobic stuff. So I've just had a 2K swim and I'm just running home. I've got a 20-minute run. So it's 13 weeks until my first event, the first qualifier for the World Champs in 2024. If you watch last week's video, you'll see what I'm training for. So my first event is the Huskisson Tri in 13 weeks. Anyway, I'm going to share with you today my first experience of being at the World Championships back in 2018 in Denmark. Hope you enjoy it.
We hope you like our channel. We love bringing the content to you. How about you shout us a coffee? Link below.
In 2018, I qualified for the Long Course Triathlon World Championships to be held in Fyn, Denmark. The race, which was a 3K swim, 120K cycle and 30K run, was in July, 5 weeks after my first Ironman and 9 months after I'd started training. In that 9 months, I didn't miss a session. I did between 9 and 12 training sessions each week, and by the time the World Champs came around, I was done. I'd had enough training and I just wanted a break. And that's exactly what I had planned. As soon as I crossed the finish line in Denmark, I was going on a 5-week European trip with a friend. Straight after the race, I packed up my bike with all my swim, bike and run gear, put it all into storage at Copenhagen Airport and went tripping around Copenhagen, Prague, Berlin, Vienna and Paris. Whilst I wasn't planning any workouts or training sessions for myself, I was lucky enough to witness some major sporting events, from watching France win the World Cup final in Copenhagen to seeing the peloton ride along the streets of Paris and along the Champs-Élysées on the final day of the Tour de France.
A new place, a new home, for a while, let me feel alive. Nothing to hold me back, take my time, just enjoy the ride.
To be honest, the World Champs was just an event. It was just an experience. I didn't go there to race. I didn't go there with any ideas about how I'd go or what the result I wanted to achieve. I kind of just mainly went because it was an opportunity. It was a celebration of my first Ironman. I got this opportunity and I grabbed it. I qualified and I went. So, I didn't even look at the results of the race until about 6 months ago. So like I said, I wasn't thinking about the results. It was only probably when I started thinking about Townsville in 2024 that I started to think about how I actually went in Copenhagen in 2018. So about 6 months ago, I looked at the results and I wasn't really surprised by the results, but it kind of gave me a kick, well, it has given me a kick to up my motivation and to think more about what I could achieve in 2024. So I was really fatigued by the time I got to that World Championships. Like I said, 9 months, constant training for Ironman. I did my first Ironman, and then after that had to back it up 5 weeks later. You can be a pro and they can do it, but when you were, at the time I was 48, my body doesn't bounce back like it used to. So I was still pretty fatigued by the time the race came around. Anyway, I looked at the results not so long ago, and I did it in a time of 9 hours and 4 minutes, which was about 2.5 hours slower than the winner, and just under an hour off the podium. And here's the kicker. I was second last in my age group. So you can see my swim was pretty slow. So like I said, I went with a friend and she took a little bit of video at that time, had no YouTube channel. We weren't thinking about creating content or anything. So she took some video just because it was easy to get of the swim. There is nothing of the bike. and there was a little bit of the run. It was a 2-lap run. Looking at my swim now, I'm like, I can't believe how slow I'm swimming. I've made so much progress in my swim since then. I've gotten so much faster. I swim 3 times a week, and so I'm actually pretty excited about seeing how that will pan out in 2024. It was a super cold swim. It was, I don't know, maybe 14, 15 degrees. We didn't do a warm-up. We just jumped in and then started swimming. It was so cold. The experience itself was amazing. It was so much fun. I really enjoyed it. The bike went out into the countryside. There were families sitting out in their driveways having picnics and cheering us on. And so that was really cool. And the run was a couple of laps around Finn along cobblestone streets. So it was pretty exciting. Like I said, it's an experience. It was amazing. But now I feel like I'm such a better triathlete. I'm such a better athlete. I train differently now. So I'm really excited to see what I can do in Townsville. Like I said at the beginning, 13 weeks until my next race. So that will kind of give me a bit of an indication of how I'm doing. And then the march continues on to qualifications for Townsville 2024.
So there you have it, my 2018 World Champs experience. And it's a little bit too far out to have any goals at this stage, except I do have one, and that is to represent myself a little bit better than I did then, and show what I'm capable of. And that will come on the back of 3 years of really solid, consistent training. So that's really exciting to look forward to. So thanks for training with me. Thanks for watching my World Champs, and hope you continue the journey with me as we head to 2024.